So yesterday I had the scariest doctor's appointment I think I've ever had. Just did not go how I thought it was gonna go. So this was my third OB appointment, and this appointment, as far as what they told me, was it was supposed to be to meet this other OB nurse midwife so I can see which one I want to have my delivery. First nurse comes in, takes my blood pressure, if I have any questions, check the heartbeat. She said everything was great. Then she was like, okay, so you're gonna meet this new midwife. Then she asked, is it okay if a student comes in, participates in your appointment? Whatever, I'll let a random student watch and learn. We're waiting a little bit, and then the same nurse comes in again, and she says, you're actually due for a Pap Smear. Here's some clothes. The midwife is gonna come in and do your Pap Smear in a little bit. So already kind of just like, the Pap Smear while you're pregnant? I didn't know that was a thing. That was my first red flag, that I should have just been like, let me ask questions. I did not ask any questions. Must be out of the brain fogginess or baby brain, like kind of like, okay. Other midwife comes in and the student comes in, introducing themselves, small talk, said this is so-and-so, she's gonna do your Pap Smear, and she's very gentle. Second red flag came on where I was like, I don't want a student to be all up in me while I'm pregnant. Why am I not saying anything? I don't understand. So frustrated. And that's not like me to not say anything. So we're doing the Pap Smear. Everything feels normal. Anybody who's had a Pap Smear knows like it's not a comfortable process. Towards the end, she did not sound sure on what she was doing. She started to like take out the clamps, and then the midwife goes, did you make sure that she stopped bleeding? You bleed a little bit because, you know, they're all up in there. The student wasn't sure, and the midwife had to go back in there with the clamps. She swiped me with like 3 different Q-tips and was like, you're bleeding pretty heavy. Just telling the student about me, she's pretty sensitive. They don't usually bleed this much. So I start freaking out. Wow, they still have like things inside my vagina. I'm trying to just breathe, not cry. I am just, what is going on? Okay, did the student just cause a miscarriage? Like, I was so scared, and they were not reassuring with how they were talking to each other. There was caution in the midwife's voice when she was speaking. She was like, are you taking any baby aspirin or anything? Another alarming question. I told her, I was like, no, I'm not taking anything. When she asked if I'm taking aspirin, is because I was bleeding a lot, because it's a blood thinner. I was like, no, like, ugh. I was like this far, breaking down and just going hysterical crying. So finally she brings everything out. Okay, so it looks like the bleeding has stopped. Gonna spot for the next 2 days. If you're bleeding heavier, or if you are cramping, or any clumps come out, just call us right away. So I'm like, what the I was just like, get me the fuck out of this office. Can't believe that I just went through that. I allowed that. Get me the fuck out of here. It was my experience. Luckily, that same day, a couple hours later, I had stopped bleeding completely, and I'm recording this the day after, and I am not bleeding at all. So I feel a lot more reassured. I googled a million questions. Can a Pap Smear cause miscarriage? How much are you supposed to bleed after a Pap Smear? I had a Pap Smear before, and I didn't even bleed that much. Giving my body just a little bit more time to heal after that traumatizing event. After that appointment, I literally just cried the entire way home, because I was like, what did I just do?